Hi, welcome to Refugee Roots, our art at home group. It's week 20. I hope you've been enjoying the art that we made last week and you've posted it off with our mandala slices or circle slices. So you did 2 last week and we've got 2 left in our art pack. So I thought it might be nice have a bit of a draw together today. So let's have a look. Hopefully you can see that this piece of paper is white on a white background. So let me just get a piece of paper underneath it. Maybe you can see that a bit better now. Okay, so you've got 2 of these and our theme of today is what's important to me. So what's important to you, and we will draw that together. And if you have more ideas than me, that's great. Absolutely put them down on the paper, in words, in pictures, whatever you can do. So I'm going to draw a bit with the pencil. If you want to go straight to it with felt tips, or if you have some colouring pencils and you would like to use them instead, then please do. It's really up to you. And I was thinking about what's important to me. What do I need? What do I like? What am I looking forward to? Now that things are hopefully starting up again out of lockdown. So one of the things, I've got one just here in a cup, is a cup of tea, which I'm going to draw. Doesn't matter where actually, you can draw any way you like. So this is a little bone china porcelain mug. We usually drink tea on a little saucer out of this kind of thin cup. Quite small actually, you can do yours a bit bigger. Or most of the time I have, that kind of cup is quite traditional. Usually I have a big mug that's like that. And when we get to colouring it in, we'll put the tea inside it. Sometimes, so a cup of tea is quite important to me. It's nice to start the day off, to break the day up, to have a little rest and have a cup of tea. And in Britain it's quite well drunk. Quite a lot of people drink tea, and sometimes even when you have a problem you might go to someone and they say, oh, let's have a cup of tea, and that's like them kind of offering you something and reassuring you, and then having a cup of tea together, and the situation feels better afterwards, after you've had that cup of tea and sat with them. So that's kind of why I've chosen tea. You might choose coffee if you really like coffee, or some of you might have experienced a kind of mint tea, Moroccan kind of tea, where you're having kind of glass cups, and you might have a teapot with mint leaves on the side. Now our teapots kind of look a bit like this, but I know there's lots of other types of different teapots too. So tea and mint, that sets the day off, and that is something that's important to me. Another thing I was thinking about that's important to me is Mother Nature, or nature. So I'm going to draw to represent, to show Mother Nature, a kind of winding kind of vine, and it's going to have kind of swirls coming off, a bit like a kind of a grapevine, and some leaves as well. Going for walks, being around nature can be really important, really healing, and I hope to get out today, even though the weather hasn't been as good, as sunny. It's important to still get outside when you can. And nature we sometimes call Mother Nature, because it's that that supportive and healing kind of quality, caring kind of quality that mothers offer. And our third and last one, so this I'm just putting anywhere, and we're just mapping it out really. It doesn't matter where you put your important things, but one of my important things is good health. So to show good health, so let me write here the words T, nature, good health. That's very important, and doing things that help you have good health. So one of the things I really like to eat is fruit. So any fruit you want to draw down here, draw onto here. This will hopefully look more like an orange and a watermelon when we've coloured it in and you have the colours. And another thing that's good for good health, if I put this kind of windy road in, is running. I like to run. I like to get out, walking as well. Any kind of exercise you like to do, even just walking, that's really good for you. Draw it in. Just getting some movement in yoga. I know lots of people have been going to yoga and fitness classes. So anywhere you can draw this kind of, that's my representation of running. And so that's our first slice done. Our second slice, one of the things that's important to me is people in my life. I'm just going to draw people. It's kind of bodies and faces. You don't have to name them, just think about them as you're drawing them. People that have helped you, people that are important to you. Might be people with refugee roots, people at home, people in your family, friends, and they've all meant something to you. That's important. It's important in my life. It might be important in yours. Again, you don't have to draw this. It's what's important to you. And art is one of the things. So this is people, and art is one of the things that really helps. And you wouldn't think it. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to make anything, and sometimes I just do it for fun, and I do it because I know afterwards, just like exercise, I'll feel a little bit better about myself, even if I don't feel like doing much before I start. So that's a little paintbrush. This is my piece of paper when I realise I can do this. It's a way of helping your well-being, being creative and learning about yourself, learning maybe things that you thought you couldn't do that you can do. And lastly, what's important in my life. Oh, if I can spell it, it's balance. Balance, meaning like the waves, like the sea, that there's calm and there's storm, but that we reach some kind of balance between them. A nice point when things feel kind of safe. So these are kind of waves, and we'll get more into that. So that's what's important to me. You don't have to copy this if you have other things that are important to you. If any of these things aren't important to you, you don't have to draw them. But do have a think about what's important to you and then colour them in. So I've got felt tips and colouring pencils. Colouring pencils might take a bit longer, but that's okay. So I'll show you one of each. So for felt tips, just thinking about what you're colouring in. As you're doing each one. So people in our lives, that's been quite difficult recently, as we've probably had less people in our lives, as we've had to isolate and stay away from people, and try and keep close with people online and through the phones. The people. And art. So that's my little paintbrush, and then this is my little paint tin, a bit like the watercolour tin that we were using a few weeks ago. And then balance. So you can use your pencil marks as a guide. You can go straight, you can skip the drawing and go straight on with felt tips or pencil. It's up to you. So some kind of balance between being busy, being relaxed, between caring for people and caring for yourself. That's a good balance to hold. And nature. And good health. me. That's what's important to me, what matters, what is something, and some things that help me, some things that I care about, some things that I make sure I'm doing or were part of. And if you've got some time, you can even colour the backgrounds as well. It doesn't have to stay white. Choose a colour that you like, and you can go round the things that you've drawn. Make it really colourful. You might have other hobbies, other things you like to do with your time, reading, knitting, seeing people. There might be lots of things that I haven't even thought about that you could add, and that's okay. This is your slices, your paper to keep, so you don't need to post this one. Both of these, you can keep these for yourself. Maybe you can pin them up and enjoy the things as reminders of what's important to you this week. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.